Julie Scott here, fearless leader of Women Over 50. It's time, and this time it's about you. Gonna do some straight talking today. Got my hair straight for the occasion, and today I'm coming in here to talk about being brave. Okay, so let me ask you, you ever want to talk about something that you're passionate about, that you believe in, but you fear how it will be received, right? So you kind of hold back, and with how you really feel, you stuff your feelings and bite your tongue. Well, this has been going on for me for a while now. And the answer to, being is to be brave, right? And for me to just share it, to be my authentic self and say what I feel pulled to say, and trust that the right people will hear it, it will land on them, and the rest will fall by the wayside. And I love the saying, the people who care won't mind, and the people who mind don't care. So, now, this concept can apply to so many situations in life, in relationships, at work, within our families, everywhere, really. For me, it's what I'm going to talk about today. It's directly related to the way that I look at life, my stance, my beliefs, and it's the basis for why I'm a happy, optimistic, healthy woman over 50. So what I'm sharing today is me being brave and sharing with you all what it is that I'm passionate about. And it may turn some of you off or not, but I feel pulled to talk about this. So here we go. Okay. Now, in a world full of fear, I choose to talk about things that spread hope and promote strength in each of us. And part of that intention is sharing the knowledge that I have learned over the past 10 years, and that knowledge is based on what I'm interested in and what I know to be true based on science and what I'm passionate about. Okay? Now, just a little backstory. I've been fascinated with human beings, with the human body, my whole life, right? How our hearts beat, our lungs breathe us, and our food is digested without us ever putting a thought to it, right? So not to mention what it is that makes our heart beat, right? What that energy is that animates our bodies, right? Now, I studied psychology in college. I've studied physiology as a Pilates instructor. I've studied spirituality through yoga, and I've read dozens of books on that subject. I've also studied the law of attraction and how it works in the universe and in our lives. I've read many books about the power of positive thinking. I've researched and studied the benefits of meditation and how accessing the subconscious mind is key to real change. And I've also learned through my study of science, quantum physics to be exact, that everything in and around us on this planet is made up of energy, including us. Okay? Now, I've never been a woo-woo kind of person. In fact, I realize that I'm kind of analytical. Never thought that, but I guess I am. And I've always needed some sort of proof to be able to believe fully in something. Okay? All this talk about manifesting what you desire and energy talk, and it always seems so way out there for me, right? Things like astrology, numerology, healers, and all that other types of things. They're all just things that I could either take them or leave them. They really didn't make much sense to me, right? But like many of you, I'm sure, I was in search of answers about myself, about the world, about how I could be the best me that I could be, although I didn't know that was what I was actually originally searching for. I just knew that I wanted to learn more about the things that I was interested in. Okay. Now, I have had many aha moments, right, of awakening and awareness around my beliefs and habits over the past 10 years, okay? But I want to share a story today that was one of the most profound ahas that I have ever had in my life, okay? Now, I've always been a pretty healthy person, okay? I've struggled a bit with weight over the years, but nothing else really. I've never had anything really wrong with me. It was back in 2018 when I was actually writing my book, which is the name of this group. The title of this group is the name of my book. I had written about 70% of that book when my book writing coach had me send out a chunk of what I had written that I was the most proud of to like 10 or 15 people for early testimonials, right? Now, I poured my heart and soul into that book, and it was raw and it was real, and I didn't hold back. So the idea of sending any of it out to be read scared the shit out of me. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, I had to say that. And it's funny because it never really occurred to me that anybody would actually read it. I just was writing a book, okay? Well, I did what my book coach suggested, and I sent out the emails with this gigantic knot in my stomach, okay? And I literally felt sick to my stomach for the next few days as I awaited any feedback, right, from the people I sent it out to. Okay, within a few days, I received email after email saying, "Oh, it's so great. I can't wait to read the rest of it." And it was all positive feedback, right? Which felt really good, okay? The next morning, okay, I got out of bed and my entire lower back was out. Like nobody's business. I mean, I literally couldn't brush my teeth without my elbows in the sink, right? Because I was in so much pain, right? And I didn't do anything to create this pain. Well, at least I didn't think so. Okay, I didn't think I did anything to create this pain, right? So, long story short, the pain was so bad. Nothing helped. Nothing. I went to the chiropractor, I went to acupuncture, I went and had massages, and nothing touched it. And it was just getting worse. It went into my sciatica. It was terrible. It got to the point where I couldn't even sit at my computer to finish writing my book. And this went on for 6 months, okay, well into 2019, okay? So I was freaking out because I never have anything wrong with me. So during this time, I had been introduced, and I can't even remember how, I came across someone by the name of Dr. Joe Dispenza, okay? And I read his book called Becoming Supernatural, which I have right here, Becoming Supernatural, okay? And I learned through that book about something called epigenetics, okay? And I mentioned this last week, so I'm following through and talking about it this week. So if you're not familiar with what epigenetics is, here is the gist of it, okay? And this is my own definition of it based on what I've learned, okay? Now, we've been told for years that our genes determine our health, right? So like if your parents had heart disease or cancer or whatever, then you're likely to have heart disease or cancer, right? That's what we've all heard that, right? And that's what Western medicine tells us all the time, right? However, you may not know that in the 80s, back in the 1980s, scientists mapped the human genome, and they learned so much more about what's really going on with our bodies and disease and stuff like that. And it turns out that it's actually not the gene itself that determines our health destiny. It's actually the gene expression, okay? And that gene expression is determined by the environment around the gene, meaning the environment around the outside of our bodies. So things like radiation, obviously those things are toxic to us, but also the environment around the outside of a cell inside of our bodies, okay, inside of us. So there's an environment outside of our cells within our bodies, okay. Hopefully you're still with me. They further proved scientifically through epigenetics that low-level emotions such as worry, boredom, fear, guilt, shame, anxiety, create a particular chemical cocktail, right, inside of our bodies. That's in fact what we feel. That's how we feel our emotions. It's that chemical cocktail that's been made in our body based on our thoughts that create our feelings, okay? And that cocktail down regulates the gene expression, okay? And that is actually how disease is created in our bodies, okay? It's like making a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. Pretty soon that you can't really even see what the original was. That's what happens with our genes with those low-level emotions, okay? And the opposite, those elevated emotions such as bravery, hopefulness, satisfaction, joy, love, bliss, all those higher level emotions, they actually up-regulate the gene expression, promoting a crisp gene expression, clear gene expression that leads to health and healing in the body. Okay, so go figure, when you feel good, it promotes healing in your body. It kind of makes sense, but it's scientifically proven now through epigenetics. Okay. I also learned, and I shared this last week as well, but I'm going to touch on it again. I also learned that our thoughts are electric. Like when you see a brain thinking, lighting up with thoughts, it lights up and it's electric. Those synaptic connections actually are electric inside of our brains, okay? And our feelings, what we feel in our body, they're actually magnetic because our body is made up of water and minerals and hormones, right? And the combination of these two create that electromagnetic field that's around our bodies, just like you can sense somebody's energy when they come into a room, right? That's that electromagnetic field that you're picking up on because, again, we're all energy, okay? So hopefully you're still with me, all right? Now, these different emotional states vibrate at different frequencies, right? Positive emotions vibrate high and negative emotions vibrate low, right? So low level emotions create issues in the body. High level emotions promote healing, right? Okay, now this understanding of that electromagnetic field and how that gets sent out, right? And that's the law of attraction, bringing, like attracts like. This is when this massive light bulb went off in my head. And I'm like, oh my God, I get it. This connected all of the dots for me. It bridged the gap for me between the woo-woo energy and the science, right? And I get it now, right? It's also when I realized, I'm going to bring it back in now, that the stress of me writing that book, right, and sending out the chunks for testimonials put me into such a state of fear, okay, that I manifested this back pain, okay, that I had for 6 months, so that I literally couldn't write anymore, so that I could avoid my fear and anxiety of putting my story out there. Okay, I was like, oh my God. It made perfect sense because I didn't do anything to create that other than just being stressed out. Okay, so with my new awareness, I decided that I was going to heal my body through meditation, which is what Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches. Okay, and I committed to daily meditations, and within just 2 weeks, I healed my back pain completely. Okay, I want to say that again. In just 2 weeks, I healed my back pain completely. Okay, now I focused on how I wanted to feel during my meditations. I visualized, I imagined feeling healthy and whole, right? I was accessing my subconscious mind and I imagined my back being better and how great that would be. I visualized my ease of movement and sitting at my desk again and finishing my book. And the rest is history, okay? Now, this was my lived experience, okay? And it's also my unshakable evidence that I am capable and powerful, and that my thoughts and feelings play a major role, not only in my life, but in my overall health, right? And well-being. So, and then through further reflection of this knowledge and understanding, this new understanding helped me to connect even more dots in my life and answer so many more questions for me, okay? And so I now share this knowledge and understanding with my clients, okay, with all of my coaching clients, as it applies to all areas of life, all right? It's not just about healing your body, it's about healing your life. Okay? It's all connected. All right? Our bodies are always communicating with us, and it's not just about health issues. It's just always telling us. Our feelings let us know how we feel, right? And our body just, it never lies to us. Now, I want to address the elephant in the room. I feel it. I don't know if you do, but the elephant in the room, in my opinion, is why is this not mainstream information? Well, from a Western medical standpoint, there's really no money in people learning about and understanding that their thoughts and feelings play such a major role in their health, okay? Or that they can actually heal themselves on so many levels, right? We've been taught, I know I have for many years, to outsource our health to the people in the white lab jackets because they know better than I do, right? For so many years, we let doctors tell us and they treat us to bring us back to health, right? All right. Now, I'm not saying don't go to the doctor. Every time I talk about this with my sister, she goes there. It's like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I don't believe in Western medicine. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is, you have a lot more power than you think you do, okay? I believe it's our responsibility as people to play our part in our own healing, right? Whether it's be physical healing, mental healing, emotional healing, or even spiritually healing, okay? Okay, my goal is to set you free in all areas of your life, okay? By raising your awareness to your innate power that you've either never tapped into or you were just not aware that you have, okay? I invite you to look inside you first for answers and listen to your body and get really honest with yourself about how you're feeling, or maybe how you've been feeling for decades, okay? So many women, myself included, have been running on the same emotions, running on autopilot, I call it, for years, okay? Taking care of everyone else, putting ourselves last, right? Not taking care of ourselves, whether it be mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever. And as a result, we don't feel good, okay? We don't feel good, and we end up feeling defeated at the incredibly young age of just 50, okay? We don't realize that we've had the power all along to change everything. And I mean everything, our health, our relationships, everything. For me, my journey started with my own curiosity around what makes me tick. And it grew into the study of all the things that I've shared with you today. Okay? Now, if you are curious and you want to make some real, lasting changes in your life, I would love to have a phone call with you. I would love to talk with you, okay? If what I talked about today piqued your interest at all, okay, and you want to learn more about this, comment curious below this video, and I will reach out to you in the messenger, okay? Be brave. I was just brave. I'm sweating like a farm animal sharing this with you because I know it flies in the face of so much of what we've been taught our entire lives, but I had to share it with you because it is so important, okay? Be brave. Be curious. Be curious about the power in you and join me. Join me in changing your life for good, right? join me. Much love to you.